had a couple of days to kind of reflect on that Geek and Sundry nerd block, and I had a chance to kind of really go over the items again, and my opinion is still the same. It hasn't changed. I really thought that was a very terrible box. It looked like they put no effort into the actual quality of the items, and it just seemed like Nerdblock and Geek and Sundry was just trying to put in as cheap of items as possible to maximize their profits. So this video is kind of just going to be a follow-up to my unboxing, and I'm going to say the items I liked, the items I thought were okay, and then the items that were completely awful and what they should have done instead. So I'm going to start off with the ones I liked, and there were only two things really. The first was I actually have the card that came in the box, so I'm not going to miss one item. Was the Geek and Sundry player tokens and velvet pouch. I actually did like that one. I thought that was pretty clever. I thought it was pretty unique. The coins were nice. The pouch, man, it's a pouch. I don't really care about that, but I do like the coins. I'm going to get them framed and put up here in my den. And normally I don't like bright colors on coins. I kind of like them to look a bit more realistic, but I do think that the colors on these coins kind of brings out the, how should I say it, the tone of the game. It kind of brings out the imagination, the vividness as you're playing these characters in your mind. So I can appreciate that. The next thing, and this is kind of a cross between it being good and okay, is the t-shirt. We knew we were going to get a t-shirt in this box. All these subscription boxes are coming with a shirt now because, one, they're easy to do. It's very cheap to print, the design on these things. A lot of online stores are now jumping on the t-shirt, funny catchphrase bandwagon. And so it's very easy to find a, what do you call them, maker or whatever, that'll print the design and mass produce these t-shirts for dirt cheap. And that way you can put in the subscription box and say, hey, it's got a $10 to $25 market MSRP value. And, in reality it costs them maybe $5, if that, per shirt. But, it's a t-shirt. Like I said in the original video, the fabric was nice. The only thing I didn't like is I still don't like the design. Here, if you can see that. Yeah, it's just a what I'm assuming is a D20 chess piece, a card, and what's that other? Oh, a D6. And to me, it just looks like a bunch of stuff was just thrown in together. It's like, hey, here's some classic pieces to tabletop games. Let's just put it all in a shirt, put the year, and I get what I played more games now means, and I can get behind that. That's all right. I'm fine with that. Now that I know it's not some stupid pun, I get it. It's kind of bringing out that International Tabletop Day spirit of I'm going to play a lot of games and just have a bunch of fun. I get that. It's just the picture. I think they could have done a lot better. It just seems a little thrown together. Okay, the next thing would be the Will Wheaton's D6 that has a bunch of ones on it. Now, I didn't read the card whenever I made the video, and someone even left a comment that Will apparently rolls a lot of ones, and so as a novelty gift, that works. I do think that's a good novelty item for this box. They probably should have had the explanation on the packaging itself instead of the Will Wheaton quote, or maybe have both or something, or maybe I should just have read the card along with it. That way I would have actually known what that item was, other than just a die with ones all across it. However, one thing I want to throw in, that die should have been the filler item. It should have been better high quality stuff, and we're going to get to the things that were junk. It should have been better stuff, and just to fill in the space in the box, or just to add a little bit more value, That's the filler. That die would have been a filler. And it would have been a nice one too, because it would have been a novelty item. But alas, they did not. So, let's get into the things that... Oh, and the last one was a comic book. I'm not into comics. I don't even know... Like, I don't even think they're worth anything now. But I get it as it being part of the fun aspect. It gives you something to do. You know, a lot of these things you just wear or display. But the comic kind of gives you something to do. You can, you know, maybe take 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how thick the book is. And from what I've seen, you know, the illustrations are nice. I haven't actually sat down and read the comic because I just don't care for comics. Nothing against them. But, you know, I get the whole comic. That should, you know, I'm okay with that one. Alright, now for the things that Geek and Sundry and Nerdblock should have done a whole lot better. The first one is giving us the Magic the Gathering Legacy Collection figurines. Now, when you say it, it sounds, ooh, that sounds nice. But then you get the box, and it's from, like, the very first collection of Magic figurines. And it's not like these things were, you know, oh, they're only in stores for 6 months, and now they're completely gone. No, I went, you know, I play X-Wings miniatures. I was hoping there was going to be something in there. That, I mean, I knew that was a small chance, but, you know, maybe like a... I don't know, maybe something. It didn't even have to be an actual ship piece. It could have just been, you know, maybe something like the measuring rulers or whatever. That would have been cool. But anyways, I go to a local comic book store every Thursday night to play X-Wing miniatures, and on the shelf, the figure I got from this limited edition Nerd Block was the exact same figurine, and there was 5 of the exact same one. Come on, Nerd Block. What is that? Why are you putting in your special edition, limited edition? I think they only sold 3,000 of them. Or there was a max 3,000 to be sold. Why are you putting that in those boxes? I didn't get the normal... I rarely ever get the regular nerd block unless it's, you know, something like Harry Potter, Star Wars, or Game of Thrones. And, you know, I watched the unboxing for the April one, and it was Simpsons and Weird Al based, and there was a figure, I think it was Nerd Block exclusive, of Weird Al as a Simpsons character, a figurine. And I was like... That was nice. That was a pretty nice item. You know, and they do that for their normal block. Why aren't you doing that for your limited edition one? You know, the one that we're paying double the money for. But no, we get the junk figure that's who knows how many years old. I didn't research that. And, you know, I'm sure when Nerdblock said a $70 value, they were pricing that at $20 to $25. I was seeing for less than 10 on Amazon. It's so ridiculous. You know, the quick, easy fix for that would be to do a figurine. And honestly don't like the pop vinyl. Sorry, I keep saying the wrong word for that. I don't like the pops as much, but, you know, back in December, Lucre did a Han Solo Snow Gear exclusive figurine. And, you know, like I said, I'm not into those, but it's still nicer. It's nice knowing that the only way to get those was from Loot Crate. Now, I really don't think it's going to be worth much in the upcoming years because all these boxes are way popular now. So many people got them, and Loot Crate even sells those pops individually at the end of years. So I can imagine at the end of 2016, it's going to be, hey, here's some leftover Han Solo Snow Gear exclusive items, just to kind of milk that cow even more. So, but it would have at least shown effort on Nerdblock's part to give us an item that was only available through that crate, through that box or block, whatever. And but instead we just get, you know, clearance items. It felt like a backhand to the face. So that was that one. Let's get into what was the filler. We got 2 pencils, a Geek and Sundry bumper sticker, and a No Survivors notepad. Worst filler I've ever seen. Well, that's not fair. I did get the April 2015 Loot Crate where we got the inflatable crown. Watch Ashton's channel. He has a better title for it. Watch his April 2015 unboxing. And he has a way better name. And, you know, I try to keep mine appropriate because, you know, if my kids watch it, I don't want them hearing foul language. But, okay. So, the pencil, bumper sticker, and that notebook with just, you know, blank line paper. Terrible idea. Terrible filler. You know, this is the kind of filler you expect maybe in the $20 boxes if there's like a big exclusive item like I just showed you there. That I might have been a bit more, you know, lenient and forgiving on. But when we're paying $40 and it costs $50 for us in the United States because of the shipping, you know, Nerdblog's based out in Canada. But when we're paying, you know, $40 to $50 for this thing, that's not the filler you put in this. And when it's a limited edition box, you really got to go big with these things. When you mark it as, you know, you're paying $40 to $50 for $70 in value, you really got to make sure that's a $70 value of items in there. You know, at the time that it ships, not when they were new, as in that figurine that's probably 5 years old now. You know, pencils and paper. Who doesn't have that? And they're awful, and it's, you know, one's got a quote by Felicia Day. A quick fix to that is if you want to be cheap, maybe do a signed picture of Felicia Day. That is something that, you know, doesn't cost a lot at all. Sure, it take time out of her day, but it's promoting the brand. And I'm guessing a lot of these people are subscribed to the Geek and Sundry channel. I do watch a couple of videos, but I'm not subscribed, mainly because they just produce so much. I used to be, but, you know, my YouTube subscription fee was just being flooded Geek and Sundry, and most of the time I don't really, I was just subscribed to watch The Guild. I do like the LARPs show that they're doing now. Can't wait for season 3. And I do watch a couple of Will Wheaton's tabletop gaming. Other than that, nothing else. Where was it going? Oh yeah. So instead of, you know, a quote on a pencil by Felicia Day, how about a signed 3x5 picture of Felicia Day or Will Wheaton or just someone else who's a little prominent on that channel? That would have, again, that would have been cheap, but it would have shown effort. It would have shown that, hey, you know, we're trying to, you know, we do have to consider cost of these things. We do have to consider these actors' times, but at the same time, we are going to, you know, give back to you guys. We're going to give you something that would make you appreciate our box a bit more and make you think that our box was worth the money you spent. And I'm not saying, you know, it financially, like if I was to turn around and sell the entire box on eBay and Amazon, that I would recoup my money or make the $70 because I know the point of the box is to have fun. But when the box is full of filler crap, it's not fun. It really feels like a total ripoff. And when you're feeling ripped off, you feel like you just wasted your time and money. And that is the total opposite direction that these box makers should be going. A notepad. You know what? All three of these items, if they had taken out the pencils, the bumper sticker, and the notepad, and just done a signed picture, perfect. That's all you had to have done. Last but not least, and honestly, I hated this item more than the filler. The playing cards. The playing cards with the Geek and Sundry backs around. Because if they haven't advertised the Geek and Sundry brand enough, boy, do they really give you a backhand to the face with this one. You know, on International Tabletop Day, I'm guessing a lot more people will be playing games that don't really involve playing cards anymore, because, you know, aside from casino games, or maybe, what do you call it, the game, not Slapjack, but the other one where if you put like 2 3s in a row, you slap it and you take the cards or whatever. You know, aside from those games I played in middle school, I don't really see too many of these, these 52 cards being played too much anymore. Definitely not the comic book stores where they have game nights. You see Magic the Gathering, you see Pokemon, you see, I am blanking on the one. There's another card game that plays in conjunction with X-Wing Night. I've talked to some of the people about it, and honestly, card games are lost on me. I just kind of get a little lost with what the objectives are. Anyways, you know, instead of doing the 52 deck, they should have done an exclusive card from a game like Magic the Gathering, or at the very least an alternate art form. One thing I love about Fantasy Flight games is that in these tournaments I go to, you know, not the weekly ones, but, you know, the ones that stores do, like maybe once a month or once a quarter, most of the time, everyone who's involved, they get an alternate art form of a card, and it's really cool. And you know, if you're in the excuse me, I'm sorry. If you, like I was saying, if you're in the top 8 or 4, you also get some other bonus items. Through these tournaments I've won, you know, I've been given an alternate art form for the C-3PO card, for the Gunner card. I was part of the top 2 that won, for a local tournament, that won an alternate art form for the Darth Vader pilot card. And, you know, it really shows that Fantasy Flight games, the people who create X-Wing and Star Wars Armada, I believe the Game of Thrones card game, I think the Lord of the Rings card game, a bunch of other stuff. It really shows that Fantasy Flight really puts a lot of effort, energy, and passion into their products. They know that by investing and giving back to the community, to their customers, the customers will appreciate them more, and, you know, as they release new products, we'll be right in line to purchase them from it. It's, you know, two sides working together to make each side happy. The you know, Fantasy Flight is putting a lot of time and energy into creating a good product, into making it where the tournaments are fun and worthwhile, and, you know, you feel rewarded for, you know, playing their game. And then the consumers, they feel they have a really fun game to play, and they enjoy the tournaments. It's a fun atmosphere, and it's nice. And it's nice when you win those alternate art cards, or if you get the little hard plastic measuring rulers, or the game tokens. Those are fun to win. You know, they could have gone with. Didn't it used to be Wizards of the Coast? Like I said, I don't know much about card games at all. If it's not Wizards of the Coast, I'm sorry. But they could have gone with the makers of Magic the Gathering, or at the very least, an up-and-coming card game that's growing in popularity. They could have gone with those makers and had an exclusive card made. And on the wrapper say, exclusive Nerdblock Geek and Sundry card. You know, only the people who bought that box, and probably the maker, and probably Geek and Sundry, and, you know, a couple of behind-the-scenes people. But only the people who bought this box would have that card. Can you imagine the hype it would have garnered from all these people who play that game? And they said, oh my goodness, there's a card out there that I have to buy this subscription box, or it was a one-time buy, thankfully. But, yeah, all I have to do is buy this tabletop box, and I get this exclusive card for my game I enjoy playing. I'm in. Or for people who, like me, don't necessarily play it all, but we do enjoy collecting things, or at the very least bragging about it, that would have sold us as well. We were like, hey, here's a cool item. I am definitely in on this. I am glad I bought this box. Or, like I said, or at the very least, an alternate art form that would, where they take a popular card and they give it a very cool new animation style look. And, alternate art forms are also sought after by collectors and by those who play the game. I do, like I mentioned before, I have an alternate art form of Darth Vader pilot card, and I have, a lot of people have this one, but a lot of people, I enjoy the alternate art form of the Poe Dameron X-Wing T-70 pilot card. So, it's just a couple of ideas that just came off the top of my head, and I'm not what you'd call a creative person when it comes to, like, hey, we're going to take this theme here and put a bunch of stuff in this box relating to that theme. So if I'm able to sit, in 15 minutes, that's all it took me, really. 15 minutes to just think of 3 ways that would have been just as cost efficient, like, honestly. With the exception of maybe that magic card, and if they did that and it cost them a little extra, then I'd be totally fine if they scrapped a couple of items. I'd be totally fine if they scrapped producing the comic book. I'd be fine if they, scrapped the figurine and all the filler junk. If all they gave us was the t-shirt, the coins, the die, and a very exclusive playing card from a popular game, perfect. That would have been a very nice box, and one that was well thought out, and showed the effort that the makers put into it. Instead, we just got hey, let's put a bunch of little crap in there. We're gonna price it out as if they're buying it at Comic-Con and in San Diego, California, and we're gonna tell them, yeah, $70. So, like I said, I'm very disappointed with that box. And again, it's not because I'm not going to get the value, because I really haven't sold anything. I haven't tried to sell anything I get from Loot Crate or Nerd Block, because honestly, I do buy these boxes for fun. But at the same time, you can tell when they put effort in these things. Probably my 2 favorite boxes I've gotten was the December Loot Crate and the January Nerd Block. Some of those items you could get in stores. Not all of them were exclusives, but they were at least nicer items that were relatively, like, I had never seen them in store. I take it back, not in stores, but from smaller online sites. So a couple of items, like, let me grab this one. This was my favorite item in the January Nerd Block. It was the Harry Potter film still. That's Harry at he's running through Hogwarts here. I had no idea these existed. It's a bookmark, actually, and I thought it was really cool. It even comes with a certificate of authenticity. Who cares? But I really enjoyed this. This was a really cool find. There was a lot of cool items in that box. It really, other than the oh gosh, my mind is blanking. I even had the title in my original video of this. Never Ending Story. Thank you, me, for remembering. Other than that Never Ending Story blank book, what is it with Nerdblog giving us those things? Other than that, the rest just seemed like nice quality items that were fun and fit the theme very well. Oh, okay. The Daenerys action figure. Yeah, I forgot about that one. But, okay, other than those 2 things, but I was willing to forgive it more because the other items did kind of really show a lot more effort into what they were doing. That Harry Potter t-shirt was nice. I'm backtracking to January here. Just to finish this, next time anything says Geek and Sundry, I'm not buying. Next time Nerd Block comes out with a tabletop, I'm going to really research into what items are coming out with it, and you know, honestly, I might not even buy from Nerd Block again after that, because that's the kind of sour taste that left in my mouth. Thanks for watching. Sorry to ramble there at the end. Have a good day.